Hello, Leo. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. Leo, how are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. And I'm here with some oracles, as you can see. We're going to look at some energy for the week ahead with the oracles, and then we're going to throw some tarot at it. So if you are a brand new Leo and you're looking for a new home, I hope you'll stay. There is a subscription button in the bottom right-hand corner of this little square where I live if you decide you would like to stay. We'd love to have you. Our growing Leo tribe here. And if you're my ride or die, thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. Appreciate all your thumbs up and the ways that you love on me, always. Let's find out what's going on for you, Leo, in the week ahead, whether you get this today, tomorrow, or next year. It's going to be for the week ahead, Leo. Let's find out what's going on for you, my sunshiny friends. Tell me about Leo. Tell me about Leo. We have a wise leader. Leo, I'm going to tell you, I just don't know any Leos in my life. Maybe it's different for others, but in my life, I don't know any Leos who are not wise leaders. We do have, you are a beacon for others, and I think that you are, whether you believe it or not. I feel like that you are the person that is the little, how can I say, you're the sunshine, right? So, the sun represents you in the tarot, and I feel like you are the one who leads without even knowing that you're the leader. That people do follow you. It doesn't, you don't even have to ask them to follow you, but you are the beacon, and it's because you do have all the sun, you have the light, and I think that people see that within you. So I feel like this, in the week ahead, I feel like people are going to follow you. Like you might be looking behind you, like, why are people following me? I feel like you don't really, like you're the unassuming leader. I feel like I'm talking to, like those of you who know you're a leader and you are out front and you're always leading a group. I feel like I'm speaking to the wise leader, like the one who has been through a lot in their life, a lot of hardship, which has given them wisdom, and they don't see themselves as leaders, but they don't realize that they're inspiring people simply by just standing there with the fire. We have Voyage of the Heart. Love flows through you and to you. And maybe you're not realizing that at this moment. I feel like I'm speaking to someone who doesn't get it, who doesn't get how fabulous they are. Maybe you haven't met a tarot reader who explained to you why you are the sun. For me, Leo literally is my sun. My sun is a Leo. All right, let's talk about the wise leader. Tell me more about Leo, please, in the week ahead. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Whoop, okay. Somebody who is coming out of denial. Look, these cards are all in the upright. You saw how that one slid off my fingertips, and I'm going to leave it in the reverse. It does say, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with an insight of awareness. So look, I don't feel like you've acknowledged your fear just yet. And I feel like you will replace it with this awareness bit here. I think that you will, because you are the wise leader. Somebody here is realizing in the week ahead that they actually do have a lot of wisdom, that you really are a wise leader. It feels like I'm talking to someone who is unassuming. So the denial is in the reverse. So it feels to me like by the week ahead, by the time that time frame rolls around, I don't think you're going to be in denial anymore. Leo, something really special is happening today as I do this reading for you right now. And that is that all the planets, all the major planets have lined up together. I want you to go see how that's affecting your sign. Maybe you'll find a small ritual, but please cleanse yourself in some way today, whether it is with sage or whether it's in a shower. Please make sure that you step out of the shower with your right foot first. So you've got your right foot forward. And I feel like you need to cleanse yourself a little bit today to get rid of a bit of this denial. Bottom of the deck says pride. We're just going to pull one more of these cards. So pride is Leo. It's the lion, right? So I feel like somebody's slipping out of their pride and stepping into this space of being the wise leader. You don't realize people are watching. We've got failure. It does feel like somebody feels like, why are they watching me? I don't even know what I'm doing. Like it says here, failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. But what you don't understand at this point, Leo, is that you have made mistakes. And although people have watched you make mistakes, they've watched you be resilient. They've watched you get up, dust off your best outfit, and just keep moving. And I think that's part of the reason why you are the wise leader. People are seeing that, yeah, Leo has tripped and fallen and scraped their knees, but Leo's always going to get back up. Look, you're never, ever, ever going to be staying on the ground. 3 evers. Okay, so we've got balance. It says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. I really feel like you're going to stop judging yourself for maybe the mistakes that you made that you call a failure. But look, people, there's a cliche. They say failure is not an option. It's because it never was. Like, failure is not even on the table. You either learn a lesson or you just keep moving, right? You learn the lesson from it and keep moving, or you get the thing that you wanted. But either way, there's no failure because you get something out of it either way. Tell me more about Leo. We have thriving. Look, I can't even put it together any better than Spirit can. You thrive in the chaos, Leo. That's what it looks like. You thrive in the chaos. Like, set it on fire. I'm going to run through the fire. Like, you're like, blaze it up, man. I'm going to run through the fire. I feel like you're a person who thrives in the chaos. I feel like that you're coming to this place as you come out of denial, that you're realizing that these mistakes you've been making were opportunities to learn, that they never were failure, and that they're all building you to a place to hear, look, we've got all of this energy, right? It feels like this is the energy that you bring to people in a group when they know that you've had hardship, when they know that you feel like you've had failure. I feel like you're the brightest one in the room. People come to you because you have a perspective, Leo, that no one else has, because you can see it from the top down. Like, because you have made mistakes, but you've learned from mistakes. So I feel like you're in denial right now about being this wise leader, but man, you are a wise leader. We've got solitude. You might be spending time by yourself these days. Let's talk about Tarot. Tell me about Leo. Talk about Leo, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Leo. Tell me about Leo. There's a reason you picked Leo to be in your big three when you came to Earth, and that's because it's tough as nails, and you needed that energy to get through whatever hardships have come to you in this life. You want it to be tough. We've got the Six of Pentacles. We've got the King of Wands. There we are. Yep, you're in denial that you're the master of your domain. In fact, if you are the person who feels like, look, I haven't accomplished anything. I've had to fight for every damn thing I've ever had. It feels like you are somebody who, I want to say, who just never stops moving. We've got 8 wands here, right? The King of Wands is here with the 7 of Wands. And it's like, you just never stop moving. It doesn't matter. But I think that what you are in denial about is that you have forged yourself through fire. You've earned your place on the throne. Like, you are a king. And you are somebody who's a master of your domain, which is fire. You know how to run through the fire. You know that when things are set ablaze, it's okay. It's fine. I'll just run through the fire. It feels like here with this wise leader here that you're going to be teaching other people, or you're going to be giving them your wisdom, your time, or your energy. It doesn't feel like it's money. It does feel like it's energy that you're giving them here. And it feels like you are probably quite a humanitarian. If you are the person who's been through a lot of hardship in this life, that you are probably someone who's very soft with others, very kind with others, forgiving perhaps. Some people will use it and they'll end up being very judgmental with others, right? There's no balance. It says here, I do so without judgment. That's what I was saying here. Like, this person is like giving money to people who are dressed poorly, right? They're having a really hard time in life. But this here says here, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So I feel like somebody here might be figuring out their purpose. Their purpose is that they are the unassumed leader, that you think that you haven't done much in this life or left your mark, but other people are watching from a distance, and they see you as someone who is wise, that they should come to for information. Whether those are friends, families, co-workers, people will approach you, Leo, just because you're beautiful. People will approach you because you disarm them in that way. We have the Two of Wands. We have more wands. Look at this. It's all fire here. We've got 10 wands. And we've got the Empress. It's time for you to put your battle wand down. I feel like you're so used to fighting for things, fighting against things, fighting for yourself. it feels like this energy of the Seven of Wands, you're always used to having to defend yourself. But I want to say that time, I think, has passed because the Ten of Wands is here. It's time for you to drop the wands and maybe pick up the one and go on some sort of a new path. I feel like balance is right here. We're talking about balance, and we've got a lot of violet energy here because violet is the third eye chakra. So I feel like we've got balance here, and now we've got someone whose crown chakra is open. And I feel like you are receiving information from the universe here as somebody who now has balance. That's what the Empress is. The Empress is somebody who's balanced, but I feel like first you have to see it, I want to say. I feel like this is the way you're used to going through life. Get out of my way. I got things to do. I don't have time for the pleasantries. Leo, you can just be blunt, right? Just like Gemini. You might have a Gemini placement. If you do, holy hell. You know who that is, right? Gemini's sun with a Leo rising. It's Donald Trump. That's who that is. Somebody who's really blunt. I'm just going to say it like I'm going to say it. And yeah, maybe that is something that you are, I'm going to say that is probably something that's powered you through this life, if that's the case, through all the hardships of your life. Tell me about this wise leader. You're a beacon for others. People come to you. People find you for help. We've got the Page of Swords because you're the one who's learned. You've learned through trial and error, I feel. We've got the Tower. Oh my gosh. Yes, like that's what it feels like here. I feel like you've become the wise one. You've become the person who has the wisdom but is silent about it. All of the lessons you've learned, you've not complained about. You haven't screamed and yelled about it. You haven't been terrible to other people around you. I feel as you went through tower after tower after tower, I feel like, look at this. We've got the Student and the Tower. I feel like you learned from all of those things. I don't think you went back there and touched the stove 5 times. I think that you touched it once and said, shit, that burnt me, and then you kept moving. I feel like you're teaching these lessons to other people with the Six of Pentacles here. But the Tower is like hard shift, right? Mars energy. That's like destruction and the god of war. And, you know, I feel like you've been through a lot of stuff, but I think that it's brought you to here. I feel like you could have a Pisces placement, but even if you don't, I think you're the High Priestess, feminine or masculine. I feel like you've learned a lot of psychic or intuitive things. You've learned a lot of things through intuition because you couldn't depend on anybody but you. So I feel like these towers have all brought you to a place where you're the person who is the High Priestess, the one people will learn from. I feel like you are the King of Wands and people see you as sitting on the throne, but you see yourself as being at the crossroads. You see yourself as someone who hasn't yet decided if you want to be on the throne. I don't think that's your choice. I think people see you as that anyway. The denial is that you are the King of Wands. People see you as king material. People see you as a decision maker, someone who's been through a lot, someone who still has growth, someone who's protected by the universe. And I feel like you're in denial of all of that because although you're always out there with all of this energy, I feel like you don't think that people respect you for all of the fire you've endured in your life. Tell me about the King, please. We've got the Devil energy. Yeah, it's been hard, man. It's been really hard for you. The Knight of Cups. I think that all of this hardship here for you has taught you to drink from your own cup first. I want to say that things, you know, in your life, it feels like maybe things are moving slowly. But I want to say it's that accomplishments might feel that they're coming to you in a very slow way. But I feel like you're going to run at them anyway. I feel like you're going to run at them anyway and try and speed it all up. I feel like this Seven of Pentacles is telling me that you're at a place where you've put a lot of work in and you feel like you're not getting any return on that work. But I feel like you're going to be noticed, I want to say, because I want to say you're going to be noticed as the one who can see everything, like as the seer. We've got the High Priestess here. You're going to be noticed by other people as the seer. Tell me about this 10 Wands. What are the burdens that you're dropping here, Leo? The 8 of Wands. Got the 4 of Cups. And we've got the Hierophant. No, I don't need their help. I can do it by myself. See, I feel like you're trying to push away from the crowd because you're in denial that people see you as a leader. And I feel like for some of you, this Empress energy is something too. Tell me about this Empress. We've got the King of Pentacles. We've got the Queen of Cups in the reverse. And we do have the Hanged Man. So I feel like you have some hidden feelings for the Empress. I want to say that there is somebody in your life that you see that is very stable and sturdy. Someone who takes care of themselves, maybe runs a business, takes care of the home. Someone who is very motherly or fatherly, or someone who has children. I feel like this is somebody that you really would like to settle down with. But I feel as though you don't realize that you're the wise leader. And so it almost feels like you don't feel good enough for this person, is what it feels like. Now, whether they're feminine or masculine, take it as it resonates. So I feel like you're holding back. I feel like you're holding back. I think that you feel a lot of time examining your feelings. But the Queen of Cups in the reverse is also someone who's quite depleted in their emotional energy. So I feel like it's like you've been hurt too many times with the Ten of Wands, and I feel like you're scared to reveal your feelings or say something because you don't see the value in what you do. You're still in denial that you are the King of Wands, that you are the master of a domain, and people see you as the leader. You're the person who doesn't really see that all of these hardships that have happened to you have sort of honed you. You've been baptized through fire, right? It's burnt away all of the things that I feel that you think are the bad parts of you, and it's showing the sun. Like, the sun still burns, but it's bright, right? And I feel like you're on fire, but you don't realize why you're on fire. I feel like this King of Wands energy here is telling me that you think that you're dealing with an Empress and I'm just a king. But I feel like all the other kings can be added to you. You just got to be willing to keep going with the fight. Because I feel like you fought all your life for everything that you want anyway. How are you going to thrive in the week ahead? Tell me how you're going to thrive in the week ahead here, Leo. Ace of Wands, there it is. That's in the hand of the person who's got the 10. So you're going to drop these burdens, and then the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles shows up. You're like, you know what? It's time for me to thrive. No more surviving. Time for the thriving. There you are, the Strength card, the Sun. The Strength card is I've been holding back for too long. I deserve it. I think somebody's figuring out their worth this week. I think it's you, Leo. I think you're figuring out your worth. And I think that you're realizing that you're on the throne for a reason. And I feel like you're realizing that you don't have to be intimidated by the Empress, because the Empress is also the Queen of Wands. The Empress has also gone through everything you've gone through and understands you. And at some point was also the person who's saying, why are they following me? Get away from me. But, it turns out that this person is someone who's got Queen of Cups energy, Queen of Pentacles energy, Queen of Wands energy, Queen of Swords energy. This person has learned a few more lessons. They could be older than you, possibly. So I feel like you're in a little bit of denial, but I think next week you're going to realize that all the hardship that you've gone through is taking you to somewhere. And I feel like you're going to realize that it's a voyage of the heart, that everything, like it's flowing through you, and you're going to come to some sort of balance. But I feel like right now you're in the solitude with it. And I feel like you're in this place where you're about to slip out of the denial that you're a pretty big deal, Leo. You are. You're the strong one. You've got the King of Swords. There it is. See, you're not just the King of Wands. You're also the King of Swords. This is hard masculine energy as well, fire and swords. But the King of Swords is someone who is an intellect, someone who is highly intellectual, who's gained a lot of knowledge. And so that's what you have to share. You have wisdom. You have knowledge. You're truthful and honest and blunt as AF, but you're somebody who can teach other people not to be in denial of their fire, because their fire is useful. It's useful. It's gotten you to the place up to here. I'm going to leave that right there for you, Leo. I hope that meant something to you. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. You guys know that I am. Have a great weekend. See you, Leo. Bye-bye.